You know what makes high performing men lose their marriage? It's not the cheating, it's not big blowups. It's the little battles, the tension, the sharp tone, the reactions, those micro moments that destroy her sense of safety. Because when a woman stops feeling safe with you, she stops opening to you. And when she stops opening, the marriage starts dying. Here's what I've learned coaching hundreds of husbands. The men who save their marriage, they're not the men who out-argue their wife. They're the men who learn to lead without conflict. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that, the heroic husband way. So let me hit you straight in the chest. Fighting your wife is a losing game. When you lose the fight, you lose. When you win the fight, you still lose. Because every argument chips away at the one thing she needs most from you, emotional safety. She doesn't pull away because she won. She pulls away because she doesn't feel protected emotionally. Here's the deeper truth. If you're fighting her, you're not leading her. Leadership is never about winning against your wife. It's about leading both of you to calm, connection, and clarity. When you win a fight, what did you actually win? A defensive wife? A shutdown wife? A woman who can't trust your tone, your presence, or your consistency? That's not leadership. That is insecurity dressed up as strength. Fighting is just two nervous systems in survival mode. A masculine man doesn't match her fire. He regulates the room. He becomes the calm center she can anchor to. The greatest victory is the one that requires no battle. And that's exactly what we're building today. Now, most men get this part just dead wrong. They think the solution is finding a low drama woman, or a woman who never gets emotional, or a woman who won't challenge them. But here's the truth from everything that I put together with the emotional layering protocol. It's not about picking the right woman. It's about becoming the man who creates the right environment. Women don't regulate because they're the right woman. Women regulate because they feel safe. They trust your presence. Your tone is congruent. Your leadership is consistent. They don't have to protect themselves emotionally anymore. When she feels unsafe, she becomes reactive. When she feels safe, she becomes receptive. Safety equals softness. Insecurity equals instability. So yes, who you marry matters. But even the most grounded woman will become emotionally chaotic if her nervous system is never allowed to relax with you. The way you show up determines whether she opens or closes, trusts or questions, leans in or pulls away, connects or protects. This is the part most men miss. You set the tone in your relationship, always. Women respond to the energy you lead with, just like our team responds to his captain. If you're inconsistent, she's unstable. If you're reactive, she gets defensive. If you're calm and grounded, she relaxes. Your marriage doesn't need a perfect woman. It needs a steady man. Now, if you're listening to this thinking, I've been fighting for months, I'm exhausted, I'm losing her, then brother, it's time for a real plan. No hoping, no guessing, no trying random advice from TikTok or YouTube. You need a proven framework built for high-performing men who feel powerless in their own home. Click the link and book a call with my team. We'll show you exactly how to stop the fighting and rebuild safety the right way. Now, here's what most husbands never realize. You're creating conflict without even knowing it. Not because you're wrong, but because your tone is off. Your emotional residue is leaking, and your presence isn't grounding. Women magnify the energy you give them. You give irritation, they feel rejection. You give her frustration, she feels unsafe. You give her anger, she feels fear. And fear turns into anger, which sits on top of a deeper sense of loss. Now, I teach this in my anger hierarchy. Okay? So Suddenly, you're in a blow up then over something that doesn't even matter 10 minutes ago. Why? Well, because your tone, not your words, is what shapes the emotional experience. A woman responds to tone the same way a child responds to weather. Clear skies, she's open. Stormy cloud, she protects. This is why the feedback loop works so well. When your tone is calm, warm, and consistent, she feels emotionally safe enough to open her heart again. Now, the solution is not complicated. It's not therapy speak. It's not memorizing scripts. It's this. Clean your tone. Remove negativity. Keep warmth. Not robotic, not cold, not detached, just warm, steady leadership. Because your tone is either reassuring her or triggering her survival instincts. It takes far less energy to control your tone than to explain to an emotional, reactive wife why she shouldn't be reacting that way. Tone is masculine leadership 101. It's how you say, I'm safe, you're safe, we're okay. Your tone is the conductor. Your words, they're just the notes. Some men here control your tone and suddenly turn into emotionless statues. This is just another form of self-protection. Remember, there's fight, flight, or freeze. But here's the truth. When your warmth disappears, she feels the relationship is in danger. The feminine can handle your calm. It cannot handle your emotional absence. Going flat, distant, or cold activates her deepest fear. He's done with me. And when she feels that way, she will test, she will push, she will try to get a reaction. Not to fight you, but to feel you again. Warm tone, zero negativity. That's a sweet spot. So, let me set the expectation. This isn't an easy at first type of thing. You're retraining your nervous system, your tone, your emotional patterns, your subconscious programming. And this is exactly why the heroic husband method starts with self-connection and self-awareness, self-mastery. Because you can't regulate her until you can regulate yourself. But once you get this down, your whole life changes. Your marriage gets quieter. You get calmer. And your presence becomes strong, and she feels it. She responds to it. She trusts it. Picture a captain steering a ship through a storm. The waves are huge. The crew is panicking. Chaos is everywhere. The captain has two choices. He can yell, get frustrated, lose control, or he can stay calm, steady, and grounded. Which captain does everyone trust? Exactly. That's you in your marriage. You're the captain. She's not the enemy. She's your crew. Your calmness is the safety she anchors to. Your tone is the stability she leans on. Your leadership is what pulls her out of the storm. Here's your biggest takeaway. You don't stop fighting by avoiding conflict. You stop fighting when you become the man who no longer creates conflict. Clean up your tone, lead with warmth, remove negativity, and become the emotional anchor. This is what the heroic husband method teaches. This is how you rebuild trust. This is how you restore connection. This is how you bring your wife back to you. If you want to experience this transformation, if you're done guessing, then click the link below and book your call with my team. We'll walk you through the exact steps to rebuild trust, reestablish safety, and make your marriage better than before. Now, if this helped you, hit the button, drop a comment, and answer this, actually. What's the last fight you two had, and what triggered it? I'll make sure to read every comment. Stay strong, stay grounded, lead with clarity, brother, and I'll see you on the call.